Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So, let's talk Marvel Spider-Man 2, or more importantly, let's talk DLC potential. Now, I'm just going to get this out there now. If you have not 100% completed the game and platinumed it, or as close as you can get to platinum in it, pause this video, save it till later, and come back and watch it once you've finished the game, because there will be spoilers. So, out of all of the end credit scenes and all of the little sneak peeks we got for finishing all the side quests, me personally, I think if they're going to do DLCs, which is inevitable really, then they should keep everything that this Spider-Man 2 game was focused on to just this game. I don't think it will be a good idea to save Carnage for the third game. I think the symbiote stuff should be finished with this game over a couple of DLCs, which we'll probably start getting DLCs if they go off the usual rota in January, February, something like that. We should get New Game Plus within the next couple of days or weeks. But I think the DLCs for Spider-Man 2 should focus on the symbiote and the Kraven's half-brother storyline, where when you finish tracking down all Kraven's drone birds, you get all the information, and then once you've got all the information off them, you get one last location to go and search, and it's Kraven's half-brother's penthouse, and then he finds out it's booby-trapped, he bugs out, pardon the pun, and then you see Kraven's half-brother. He's been watching it all in the penthouse from another location, and he just says, "Don't worry, brother, I'll do what you couldn't do and finish the Spider-Man." So I think that part should definitely get finished as a DLC for Marvel Spider-Man 2. I think the end of the Flame side quest, where you find out that Osborn kept one of the symbiotes and sent it off for safekeeping. It's coming back, and Cletus Cassidy ends up getting it, and you find out that he's going to be Carnage. I think that should be finished off as a DLC for Spider-Man 2 as well. I think they've already said Spider-Man 3 is going to be even bigger and even better and even badder. So I think all the Kraven's half-brother and the Carnage stuff should just get finished as DLCs on this. I think that's probably the best way to do it. I mean, definitely the Kraven one, but maybe definitely the Carnage one, but maybe at a push you could have Kraven's half-brother in the third one, because the Sinister Six is losing its numbers. There's only really Norman Osborn and Doc Ock left to build the Sinister Six, which I think they are going to do for the third film. I think it's going to be the Sinister Six for the third game, sorry. I think it's going to be the Sinister Six. And at the end, when Norman meets Doc Ock on the raft and he asks him what he's writing, he says it's the final chapter. So that to me is saying that after Spider-Man 3, that's the end of it for Insomniac. I don't think they're going to be doing nothing else just yet. I think they might give it a hiatus for a bit, But I think that's what that's suggesting too. There is a Spider-Man comic called The Last Chapter, but I don't think that's going to be anything to do with it. I think that's just them stating that that's the third Spider-Man 3 is going to be the end of it. I think with Spider-Man, Peter Parker retiring at the end of, potentially retiring at the end of Spider-Man 2, and then Silk being introduced, although you didn't see her face, which is good because they always change the face characters, so that's good that we didn't see her face. But I think with Peter retiring at the end of this game, I think in the DLCs they should introduce Silk, and instead of having her and Peter being bitten by the same spider, seeing as Peter's retiring, maybe they should change the story a little bit and have it where her and Miles were bitten by the same spider. Now, Miles squashed the spider when he got bit, or slapped it, but they could still do it. They could have it where the spider bit her first and then moved on to Miles. There's a million things they could do with that. But I think that's the way forward with the DLCs. I think finish the symbiote story, get that done and dusted, because I don't think they should drag the symbiote into a second game. I think the whole symbiote stuff should stay in Spider-Man 2 as DLCs. Same with Kraven's half-brother, but like I said, at a push, with Kraven's half-brother being the chameleon, and he can look like anybody, I think he could be a potential to be in the DLC so you can get a bit of a story before the third game, but then move him into the third game as well. Because, like I said, the Sinister Six is only 2 people now. Osborn and Doc Ock. And then, obviously, if they're wanting to introduce Silk as Miles' crime-fighting partner in the third game, then introduce her in one of the DLCs so you can learn a little bit about her, so the people who aren't familiar with her from the comics can learn a little bit of her background, get to know her, and then they've got something to look forward to for that third game then, fourth game essentially. But yeah, so that's my thoughts DLC wise. I think the Carnage and the symbiote stuff should definitely be 100% finished by the time the last DLC comes out for Spider-Man 2. I think we should have Kraven's half-brother as a DLC as well, and like I said, at a push, have him as an extra villain in Spider-Man 3 to fill out the roster of the Sinister Six, if they're going to go with the Sinister Six, which I think they should do, because it's something that hasn't been done properly in a long time. But that being said, they're my thoughts. Let me know in the comments if you agree, if you disagree, if you think they should do something else. Whatever your thoughts are, share them in the comments. Let's get a conversation going about this and see just how different people's opinions are and just how different people think, and see just how many different crazy stories we can come up with in the comments section. Just go nuts with it, make up whatever you want for the DLCs as long as it's related to 2, and then let me know what you think 3 should be about. Me personally, I think 3 should be the big final game, and I think it should be the Sinister Six, maybe a couple of other little side bad guys, villains, whatever you want to call them as well, but that's just my opinion. If you've made it this far into the video, I would like to thank you, and just suggest, give us a thumbs up, if you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. And like I said, leave your comments. Let's see what crazy stuff we can come up with in the comment section for Spider-Man 3 or Spider-Man 2 VLCs. And on that note, I'll catch you in the next one.